Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net and shareholder of Helios and Mason because I'm gonna that's gonna be a bigger thing because I'm actually gonna buy MoviePass. Seriously, I won the Mega Million lotteries. I've got 1.6 billion, well, a little over $900 million coming to me after winning through the winning numbers. That's why I didn't discuss this earlier, and you didn't honestly think that I won the lottery, did you? No, of course not. I bought two tickets, neither one won. So yeah. Um, if the Mega Million is still there in a couple days, then if no one claims it tonight, then I'll buy another one. But otherwise, I don't put a lot of stock in the lottery. It's I put more stock in Lewis and Matheson than the lottery. But here's the thing. With that said, we do have big news. The big news is that MoviePass is officially being spun off into their own publicly traded company. And we're going to talk about the pros of that, the cons of that, why they might be doing it. But before we begin, I need to mention this. I need to always mention this. This is a live stream. So for those of you who might not be watching this live, who might be watching this and seeing that the video is like an hour long, because who knows where it goes sometimes, the teal deer version is in the first 10 or 15 minutes in this case. So anyway, let's head over to this article by CNBC. And I wanted to actually talk about this earlier today, but I had a premiere today of Sinopolis Jr. and I worked hard on that video and I didn't want to bury it, but judging from the early numbers, no one really cares about it now. But hopefully, please take this invitation for after this live stream or after this video to check out that video. I'm experimenting with more scripted and fully edited videos, but I will still continue to do vlogs for stories like this. So, according to MSNBC, MoviePass to be spun off from parent company. The new entity, MoviePass Entertainment Holdings, which some people have hilariously pointed out stands for meh, will be publicly traded, the company says. The company is also planning to distribute some outstanding shares of MoviePass Entertainment common stock as a dividend to Helios and Matheson shareholders. So for that reason alone, I'm glad I didn't sell my stock. In recent months, MoviePass has repeatedly adjusted its movie subscription plans and taken out hefty loans to cover massive losses. So here's the story. Ailing movie subscription service MoviePass will be spun off from its parent company, Helios and Matheson. The company announced Tuesday that the new entity, MoviePass Entertainment Holdings, will take over full ownership of the service and other film-related assets held by Helios and Matheson. It said the new entity will be publicly traded. Quote, since we acquired control of MoviePass in December 2017, Helios and Matheson largely has become synonymous with MoviePass in the public's eye, leading us to believe that our shareholders and the market's perception of Helios and Matheson might benefit from separating our movie-related assets from the rest of our company, Helios and Matheson CEO Ted Farnsworth said in a statement, and that statement could mean a lot of things, and we are definitely going to talk about that. The company is also planning to distribute outstanding shares of MoviePass Entertainment common stock as a dividend to Helios and Matheson shareholders. Shares of Helios and Matheson surged 14% Tuesday afternoon, which means it was trading for about 3 cents, though the stock trades for pennies per share. Now, that is really, really important to point out because we all say nobody cares about MoviePass anymore. Nobody likes it. It's a bad investment. And yet, the news of creating spinning off MoviePass into its own company and shareholders getting common stocks by investing in Helios and Matheson, you get some MoviePass stocks. The fact that that made the Helios and Matheson shares surge says that there's actually a lot of people who probably still believe in MoviePass. They just don't believe in Helios and Matheson, and we'll discuss what the difference is. Last week, the New York Attorney General launched a probe into Helios and Matheson to determine whether the company misled investors regarding the company's financials, a person familiar with the investigation told CNBC, and we'll talk about that as well. There's a few things here that I think led to this, becoming a reality and whether or not this is good or bad. So here's the full release announcing the spinoff, and then we'll talk about a few things. And for those commenting, I'm not ignoring you. Thank you for commenting. I will respond when we're done with the news story. Helios and Matheson Analytics, a provider of information technology services and solutions, today announced that its board of directors preliminary has approved a plan to create a vertically integrated film production, marketing, and exhibition company. To do this, Helios and Matheson would create a new subsidiary named MoviePass Entertainment Holdings, Inc., MoviePass Entertainment, that would take ownership of the shares of MoviePass Inc., MoviePass, and other film-related assets held by Helios and Matheson. For many years, Helios and Matheson has been focused on data analytics, and in that capacity, we own assets like Zone Technologies, which provides a safety and navigation app for iOS and Android users and a global security concierge service. Since we acquired control of MoviePass in December 2017, Helios and Matheson largely has become synonymous with MoviePass in the public's eye, leading us to believe that our shareholders in the market perception of Helios and Matheson might benefit from separating our movie-related assets from the rest of our company, said Ted Farnsworth, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Helios and Matheson. To that end, Helios and Matheson is endeavoring to create MoviePass Entertainment Holdings as a separate, publicly traded holding company that would contain the following four assets. The shares of common stock of MoviePass Inc., the nation's leading movie theater subscription service held by Helios and Matheson, which currently compromises 92% of the outstanding shares, excluding options and warrants, of MoviePass, the membership interest of MoviePass Films LLC. MoviePass Films, Helios and Matheson's movie production company, partnered with Emmett Furlow Oasis Films, held by Helios and Matheson, equal to 51% of the outstanding membership interest of MoviePass Films. The membership interest of MoviePass Ventures LLC, MoviePass Ventures, an acquirer and owner of the economic interest in Completed Film. Sorry, I'm reading this faster because this is all really boring. An acquirer and owner of economic interest in Completed Films, held by Helios and Matheson, equal to 100% of the outstanding membership interest of MoviePass Ventures and MoviePhone, a multimedia media information and advertising service. If permitted to do so under the applicable Delaware law, Helios and Matheson plans to distribute a minority of the outstanding shares of MoviePass Entertainment common stock as a dividend to stockholders of Helios and Matheson, as of a record date that is yet to be determined, with Helios and Matheson retaining control of MoviePass Entertainment upon any such distribution. Holders of any outstanding convertible notes issued by Helios and Matheson is in November 2017 and January 2018, and certain warrants of Helios and Matheson as of the applicable record date would be entitled to participate in any distribution of MoviePass Entertainment shares to the extent required by the terms of such notes and warrants. As previously reported in a current report form 8K filed by Helios and Matheson on October 4th, 2018, all of the convertible notes issued by Helios and Matheson in June 2018 have been canceled. Regardless of whether Helios and Matheson can affect a dividend of a portion of the MoviePass Entertainment shares held by it under Delaware law, Helios and Matheson plans to seek to cause MoviePass Entertainment to become a separate public company listed on NASDAQ or an alternative trading market. If MoviePass Entertainment can satisfy the applicable initial listing criteria of the applicable exchange or trade market. Following any distribution shares of MoviePass Entertainment and or MoviePass Entertainment becoming a separate public company, Helios and Matheson plans to retain its ownership of Zone Technologies, Inc., Zone, and would discontinue its previously announced plan to spin off Zone and may pursue other acquisitions intended to create value for its stockholders. Helios and Matheson plans to continue focusing on data analytics and consumer-centric technologies. Quote, sorry, folks, my foot's kind of falling asleep. We believe this new vertical integrated entertainment ecosystem, if achieved, would provide a sharper market focus and that the combination of these four business lines under the MoviePass Entertainment umbrella would produce substantial synergies that we believe will generate value for our shareholders, subscribers, and business partners, said Farnsworth. Okay, let's just power through this last paragraph. We were almost done, then we can talk about it, I promise. It's a dividend of MoviePass Entertainment shares and or a contemplated listing of MoviePass Entertainment on NASDAQ or an alternate trading market are subject to numerous conditions, including, without limitation, completion of the contemplated reorganization described in this release, completion of audited financial statements of MoviePass Entertainment, the filing and effectiveness of a registration statement on Form S-1 to be filed by MoviePass Entertainment with the Securities and Exchange Commissions, the approved listing of shares of MoviePass Entertainment on NASDAQ, or an alternative trading market, and Helios and Matheson being permitted to distribute MoviePass Entertainment shares under Delaware law, of which there is no assurance. Helios and Matheson is in the process of evaluating the tax consequences if any of the proposed reorganization and distribution of MoviePass Entertainment shares, and if and to the extent permitted under Delaware law. The press release does not constitute an offer to sell or the solicitation of an offer to buy any securities, nor will there be any sale of any securities in a state or other jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale is not permitted. So, okay, now hopefully the phone will survive. So, okay, we got through all of that. What does this mean exactly? And the answer is, I don't know. This could actually mean a lot of things. This could mean a lot of things. I did catch someone writing that Helios and Matheson might not want to be associated with the money-losing proposition anymore. That's one option. There's another option. They could be trying to spin off MoviePass so that they can get more investment money from shares because it loses so much that they want to keep the two separated. That's the other option. Here's the third option, and Lung Yang just might have, mentioned it, and he might be onto something. This might be a way to keep MoviePass from being delisted. Helios and Matheson might very well be delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. I don't know if they can actually save it at this point, and maybe that's their thinking. So to keep coming in for MoviePass, they're going to spin it off into its own shareholder company. That's another option. Here's another option. This is one that I'm wondering if this has some truth to it. I'm wondering if this is some way to get rid of Ted Farnsworth. They will spin MoviePass into its own company. Mitch Lowe would then be the CEO of that company because right now Ted Farnsworth is Mitch's boss. Mitch has to answer to Ted. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people complain about Mitch Lowe. And you know what? I kind of understand why. I mean, when you're the CEO of MoviePass and MoviePass, frankly, has sucked for a few months, you're going to blame him. But here's the thing. From all the shareholders that I've talked to, all the MoviePass shareholders who are real serious investors, because I do have some contacts, and other people who've worked in the industry have told me and kind of hinted at, Mitch Lowe is very well respected and very much liked, and a lot of people think he gets a bad rap. It's really Ted Farnsworth that makes a lot of the bad decisions, has insisted on many of the bad decisions. In fact, one shareholder who told me this based on the promise of being anonymous, so I don't know if this is actually true or not. Apparently, Mitch Lowe wasn't completely for the $9.99 price point. He suggested it be a promotional period. And Ted Farnsworth was one that insisted, no, we got to do this forever. It'll work out. And it just didn't work out. So apparently Mitch saw the disaster coming. But ever since basically when they took away the unlimited movies, notice how Mitch Lowe has been fairly silent. He hasn't spoken much. I wonder if he was behind closed doors trying basically to save this company and save his reputation. That is very, very possible. Now, of course, this option might not be a foolproof thing because even if it's spun off into another company, Ted Farnsworth could make it where he owns enough of the new company that he's still Lowe's boss. So we just do not know. Now let's look at some of the things that were commented on. First of all, I do want to stress that the shares of Helios and Matheson did surge 14%. Still a penny stock. We're still not going to be rich. If you want to get rich, win the lottery. Which, for those of you who came late, I didn't actually win the lottery. But that says a lot of people still believe in MoviePass, the company itself. They still believe this can work. And here's the thing. As much as AMC is crushing it with the numbers, as much as Cinemia has announced that they are helping other theaters create their own subscription chain, which I forgot to comment on. Maybe I should. I don't know. Am I too late to comment on that? Let me know in the comments section. When people think movie subscription services, they still think MoviePass. It's kind of like Lyft. You can be calling a Lyft and they'll get in the Lyft and they call their friends at the apartment they're going to, like, we got an Uber. Or I actually search on Bing all the time because they give me rewards for doing so. And people still tell me, oh, are you Googling that? So MoviePass became a verb, and that's very, very powerful. You don't just let that die. So I think, and so that suggests with these shares that surge that investors do still like the idea of MoviePass, and it probably even suggests that they still like Mitch Lowe. And if it is announced that Mitch Lowe has complete control over this new company, and Ted Farnsworth has a board member seat, for example, I expect, at least temporarily, we'll have to see long term, that some people, there will be a lot of investors who will invest in MoviePass, which the stock trade should be, in my opinion, MVPS, just for the record. But what about this comment from Ted Farnsworth? Since we acquired control of MoviePass in December 2017, Helios and Matheson has largely become synonymous with MoviePass in our public's eye, leading us to believe that our shareholders and the market perception of Helios and Matheson might benefit from separating our movie-related assets from the rest of our company. Helios and Matheson CEO Ted Farnsworth said in a statement. Now, that is a odd statement because your average person does not know what Helios and Matheson is. That might be a roundabout way of saying that people like MoviePass, but they don't like Helios and Matheson. So, best bet, spin off MoviePass into its own company so that we do not become dead weight. Again, this might be completely to save MoviePass's reputation, and really, it might work for a little while, but unless Ted Farnsworth is going to have like no majority control over MoviePass, it's not going to work. It'll be a band-aid on the thing. Now, here's the other thing. Helios and Matheson is also being investigated for fraud, for misleading investors. There might be enough investors who behind scenes, again, it's Ted that people don't like. Mitch, most of the investors do like. So Mitch might have gathered enough board members and stockholders to force a vote that said, to save MoviePass, we got to separate from Helios and Matheson. We can't have MoviePass brought down because Helios and Matheson will probably get fined. It'll get buried, and we have to do this to save MoviePass. And they might have voted because the shareholder meeting to reverse split the stock got delayed. Now, granted, you can't do that, a reverse split or a split under investigation. That's why they delayed it. But I wondered if there was something a little bit more serious behind closed doors, and this might have been it. Mitch has been very quiet. The shareholders have expressed that they are not happy with the direction of the company. Almost all of them do not like Ted Farnsworth. The issue might have been forced. So, is this going to save MoviePass? Potentially. We're going to have to see exactly how it plays out. But this is by far the brightest. Okay, here's the thing. The last time that MoviePass reverse split the stock by 250 shares, that was the day that I said, I really truly felt this company is going out of business. After this announcement, I actually feel like that MoviePass will make it. I hope anyway. I don't know. The service has been a burden to use recently. I'm still subscribed. I mean, because the way I see it, I'm getting $300, $400 worth of movies. I'm paying $80 a month for me and Katie. I'm just tackling in MoviePass in there, and I did use MoviePass twice in the last month after not using it for 3 months. So even I still more or less made money. So anyway, also it should be noted, some people have been getting new MoviePass cards. Like they're now being distributed by Chase or something. I have not gotten mine. I haven't gotten my notice, but that might be related to this. So even though I've been moving my channel not away from MoviePass news, I just forgot to comment on the Cinemia thing, but branching the channel out a little bit more, MoviePass might just suck me in with a few more vlogs, and those will not be premieres. Those will just come out when they come out. I know people have very mixed feelings about the premieres. Okay, we've gone about 20 minutes of talking about this. So the teal deer version was actually a lot longer than I expected it to be. I'm going to read some comments, I'm going to answer some questions, and then I have to make a video for my other channel because it's got to go up tomorrow. But anyway, let's see. Andrew, what's everything's great. Laval said Helios and Matheson to $3. Potentially. It depends how much progress they make on this. Andrew says, are there any alternatives to MoviePass? I know there is Cinema and AMC subs list, but both of those don't work for me. Unfortunately, if those don't work for you, not really. I don't know why Cinema wouldn't work for you. I know a lot of people don't want to use it because they don't like the fees. They don't like how they have to pay. First of all, they have to pay for a year upfront for the service. And then they got to pay like 2 fees every time they see a movie. They got to pay the ticket transaction fee, which if you use things like your Regal and AMC card, you can, or the Cineworld app, you can avoid those. But then you got to pay like $1.80 convenience fee per person on the Cinema. Now, the way I've explained that to people is like, I know that's frustrating, but look at the bigger picture. If you see a lot of movies, you're still saving a heck of a lot more money than you will if you go back to paying them full price. I mean, I have a friend, I won't say her name. She has resisted, both her and her husband have resisted signing up for AMC stubs and Cinema because they don't want to feel guilted into going to the movies. And they said they will just pay full price. It's cheaper that way in the long run. Even though for 3 months, and I've gone to the movies with them a couple times, they have easily spent more by paying out of pocket than had they got a subscription card. My opinion, if you're going to consider going back to paying full ticket price, write down how many movies you realistically want to see, that you would be willing to pay out of pocket for. Don't include the movies that you wouldn't pay out of pocket for. Write down how much those are going to cost. Add it up. Then look at the Cinema or AMC stub subscriptions. Find out exactly how much it's going to cost out of pocket, fees and all. You would almost every single time, unless you're only going to see like one movie, you will save money. So Andrew says, by the way, great job on your junior premiere. I personally lived near one of those and was always intrigued by the theming. Cool program. Oh, thank you. I'm glad someone watched that. Yeah, guys, please check out the junior, the Sinopolis junior video. I worked hard on that, and make sure to check out, if you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, I spent 6 hours editing a Sonic the Hedgehog video. I hope I don't get in trouble with that one. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Calvin says, will they end doing the stupid lineup of the day and let me see what I want when I want? I don't know. I think they're still in the transition period. I'm not going to even pretend to know when they're going to do that anymore. I used to say, well, just go to the ticketed theaters if you have one nearby, but that got a lot harder. They lost almost half of them. Again, might be related to this. Who knows? So, we'll see. Andrew says there just aren't any AMC near me, and I can't do Cinema with its convenience fee. Okay. Jay says basically Helios and Matheson no longer wants this money loser. Well, that was one of the possibilities. Kevin said, and Andrew says, Kevin, are you excited for the mid-90s and Bohemian Rhapsody? I'm excited for both. I've actually got my Bohemian Rhapsody tickets. I use Cinema on them. I'm seeing them on the preview night at the Irvine Spectrum IMAX. And this is where I talk, because those tickets would have normally cost $45 plus an additional $4 for the convenience fee. I paid a $2 convenience fee plus an additional $2 per ticket. So to get 2 IMAX tickets, instead of paying $50, I paid $8. So, you know, I'm okay with that. Let's see here. Mid-90s, I saw with MoviePass, Bohemian Rhapsody. I will see with T-Mobile Tuesday promo with reduced Atom ticket. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, and yeah, I won't, any spoiler. Lung Yang said, is Helios and Matheson going to be delisted? It very much looks like it is, and that might be one of the reasons that That's also maybe the sinister reason that they could be spinning MoviePass off. If they spin MoviePass off into its own company, they can sell new shares and they can keep collecting money that way. This could just be another way for Ted Farnsworth to be scamming money. Again, we're gonna have to see how much control he has of MoviePass as a company itself. Andrew D. Nathan, all I want is for MoviePass to give back all the show times. It's a little ridiculous, and you really want Real to do it. I know, but again, I understand why they did it. I mean, I wish they had not done certain things so that they could have delayed this as long as possible, but here we are now. Daniel Short says, the big question is, with ticketing gone for most of us, why should we pass unless that changes the plan and makes it better? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Like I said, I'm keeping it because I'm an investor, and I still have a couple e-ticket theaters near me. In fact, because I was so sour by the removing all those e-ticket theaters, when I discovered that The Shining was playing at the Frida Cinema this weekend, and MoviePass was accepting it, I told Katie we're going to use MoviePass to see The Shining. I was going to use Cinema on that and go to Harkins, but I will see it at the Frida Cinema instead. So, let's see here. Andrew Deneuve, check out a funny MoviePass movie on the YouTube channel Ethan Deneuve. I will check that out sometime. Daniel says, wonder when we'll find out who takes over and how soon the changes will happen. Well, this is not going to happen overnight. It's probably going to be a few months. Sorry. Probably going to be at least a few months until that happens. Andy Kashur says, when are you doing your Disney bought Fox rant? Sorry. Oh, wow. Sorry, folks. I'm going to have to open this bottle. I think my throat felt really dry. Ugh, excuse me. I've waited half a year since you announced the ramp back in December 2015. Oh, I forgot about that. It's probably way too late to do that now, but my opinion is pretty much the same. I think it's bad. I think that gives Disney too much controlling power. I have a pretty good feeling they're going to shut down most of the Fox studios, which means less movies will be produced. So, I don't know. Dark Road Run. Hope it works. By the way, Joe, when you get a chance, text me your PayPal address so that I can send you something next week. Any comment on the new MoviePass debit cards? I haven't gotten one, but yeah. Channel looks to be doing good. 3.4 subs. Yes. That Roseanne video I did got a lot of new subscribers, so it was also kind of like a sign that maybe people would watch the more long-term edited content, so that's nice. Jay says, local theaters are starting to make their own subscription plans. Yeah, I know they are, but people act like, oh, well, no, it's not a solution. That's not the direction you want this to go. You want multiple subscription services to keep each other in check, but here's the thing. If there's not a couple services that do all of them or close to all of them, then you got to get a subscription card for Alamo. You got to get one for Regal. You got to get one for AMC. You got to get one for Cinemark. You got to get one for 4-Star Cinemas. You got to get one for the Triangle Cinema. You got to get one for the TLC Egyptian Theater or whatever, or the TLC Chinese Theater. Yeah. Once they're all doing subscription cards, then guess what? It becomes, then you're going back, then you really are going back to paying way more for these movies than you should. So, anyway, did you buy The Simpsons seasons 13 through 17 on Blu-ray just because of the better packaging than the DVD counterparts? No, I bought them because of the better picture quality. That's why I bought them, and they took up less packaging space. Are you aware that they announced a sequel to The Simpsons movie? Yes, I'm aware. In fact, the funny thing is, this is a little off topic, but they announced a Simpsons sequel, they announced a Family Guy movie, and a Bob's Burgers movie all in one day. And one of the reasons I think they did that was basically they knew the Disney deal was coming. They know Disney wants to shut it down. So they're green-lighting projects. Well, they're green-lighting projects for two reasons. One, it has to be business as usual. You can't be shutting down production. That almost looks like collusion. And the bio could fall apart. So you got to keep running as if it's business as usual. But the fact that they announced all those movies at once, I think it was to keep those studios open longer after Disney buys them because they don't know what Disney's going to do with them. Disney has not shown a lot of interest in keeping the studios alive, so they're giving them work to do. So that basically, hopefully, when Disney owns it, they'll say, okay, you've got this much done, let's finish these up and, maybe prove their value, keep their jobs. So Laval says as long as there's no reverse split, then I think it will be okay. Andrew says he's excited for the Bob's Burgers movie. I am as well. Elijah says, so what will happen to our Heels and Mason stocks? And will we just have to reinvest in MoviePass stock? Well, yes, you probably will. The Heels and Mason stock is separate. That's the whole idea. It's a separate company. Now, they have said that they will be trying to give some MoviePass shares to Heels and Mason stockholders as dividends. That would be nice, and it would be a huge, good gesture for the investors. But yeah, you are essentially going to be investing in MoviePass again. So sorry, my here. It's not the situation I wanted, of course, but it is what it is. The Alamo Draft has season pass. Looks interesting, but no price. Yeah, the Alamo cannot support a season pass. I mean, they just can't do that. They don't have the amount of theaters out there. So, Roxy Hotel has a subscription for unlimited movies with mall popcorn. It's a local indie theater in basement of hotel. That is neat. Where is that? I would love to visit that theater. I actually one of the things I want to do, I actually want to travel to independent theaters across the world and write a book about them. That's what I would love to do. Do you think that would be worth kickstarting one of these days? Lavelle says, Kevin, I think they made a deal to sell MoviePass and now they are going to spin it off to the buyer as stock. That is another option because we know that Live Nation was considering doing this. And that would make sense for Live Nation because Live Nation has these events and the events are usually excluded from AMC. They're not excluded from Cinemia, but they're excluded from Cineworld. So if Live Nation bought MoviePass, they could tell, hey, this is a pass for all the Live Nation events. And for additional money, you can get some movie tickets as well. It would be a way basically to promote their products and make it so that the theaters still want to book their events, maybe even more of them, knowing the MoviePass members are out there. So maybe, we've heard those stories, and that's why I think that they would want to buy MoviePass. So yeah, maybe they've agreed to sell, but they're spinning it off into a separate company. It'll be publicly traded, and then they can buy the company. You never know. Andy Kishore says, are you aware that the mysterious Mr. Enter made a video responding to his bullying criticism? Yes, and good for him, by the way. I'm not going to lie. I am a fan of the mysterious Mr. Enter. I've wanted to do a video collaboration with him for a long time. I don't know how that makes me look because he's got way more subscribers than I do. But, yeah, I thought his criticism was pretty spot on. Now, he did screw up in a couple areas. I mean, unfortunately, when you call your accusers children and idiots and stuff like that, you are stooping to their level, and that is not a good thing. But I think that needed to be said, and he did bring up some good points about how it's almost kind of like bullying on the school playground. It's like we've been told for so many years to just shut up and take it, that if you really stopped and thought about it, it's like, that is so unhealthy. You need to try to combat the problem, even though you can never truly get rid of it. So, yeah, I agreed with that. Andrew says, did you see Searching and The Old Man the Gun? I did see Searching. I'm seeing The Old Man and the Gun next week. Lung Yang says, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Since Heels and Matheson business is to collect data, what do they actually collect? Movies are limited and they force people to go to a certain place and time. Well, in my opinion, they should have been able to figure out what movies what theaters are people going to more often? What times are they going? And then they should have been able to have taken that information and restaurants and stuff nearby could have sold advertising to those people. It always amazes me that MoviePass never had ads on the app. And some people said that they do get ads. I've never gotten an ad on the MoviePass app. It's weird. So in my opinion, they were doing a horrible job at mining that data, even if it wasn't super valuable to the movie studios and they considered it tainting because it's basically free movies. Well, you should be able to sell it on some level. So let's see here. Andrew says, let's do a meetup. Well, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do, folks. Let me open up the uh what's the date? So November 1st, I'm going to be at the Irvine Spectrum IMAX at 8 p.m. watching Bohemian Rhapsody. I won't tell you what seats I'm in. But yeah, if you're in the area and you happen to see me after the movie, say hi. Would love to meet some of you. So Elijah said, "Will you invest in MoviePass stock?" Yes. However, I will probably wait out the first week to see where it goes, and because it has a real potential going pretty cheap. If it gets down to like $1 a share, I will easily buy some stock. But when they're going to start at like $13, and unless it's going up or something, I'm going to hold off because I gave them some money, apparently like $400, which is now worth 13. I didn't do it all at once, by the way, so I never felt it. It was like $10 here, $12 there. And I don't mind giving it to them because they saved me thousands of dollars. So I was happy to help them. But knowing now that it has the tendency to go down, I will wait to see if it actually has value before I buy in it again. So the theaters in NYC. Well, I'll be going to NYC hopefully next September. Hopefully. Um, let's see here. Elijah says, "What will you do with your Helios Mason stock?" I'm going to keep it. I mean, it's not worth much. It's worth $12. If it goes to zero, I'm not going to cry $12. If it goes up, great. But it's basically too cheap to bother selling now. Come to Angelica in Caramel Mountain Ranch, CA. Great theater with leather seats and small local vibe. Yeah, how far away from that is LA? Let's see here. Jer Silvera said, "Wait, so what happened? MoviePass is no longer associated with Helios Matheson anymore?" No, that's not what happened. I'm not going to re-explain the whole thing. The video will be up so you can watch it full, but basically they're going to split it off into its own company. It's no different than when Circuit City spun off CarMax. CarMax used to be owned by Circuit City. It was a Circuit City venture, and then, they spun it off. Also, PayPal is spun off from eBay. This happens all the time. Jay says, MoviePass is an e-ticket theater with them, though, but eating is not assigned. Oh, seating is not assigned. Okay. Calvin Bow says, I'm leaving MoviePass. It changed from going to the movies from being fun to being stressful. No, I agree. They need to make some positive changes because, people. Jay, $13. Woohoo, you can retire. Yeah, no. JLR, did the 1 to 500 reverse stock split happen yet? No. And it's not going to happen because while they're being investigated for fraud, they can't do things like that. So Michael Sean said, I just canceled MoviePass when movies available or one to choose from. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, that not exactly happy with where it wound up, although it was funny how one person, I won't say who it is, but one person said, I am so pissed off. I want to see Venom today, and all they're offering is a Stars Born. And I had to kind of shake my head and laugh. I mean, look, I know we all like what we like, but it's like, oh my gosh, that is a significantly better movie. You should not be complaining about that. They rarely let you see a movie that good that's mainstream. Usually when they're offering the mainstream movies, they're offering you the movies that suck because they don't want you to use the card. I think people wanted to see A Star Is Born, so I thought the complaint was interesting. But Calvin says, you can't make plans to go to a movie. You can be real excited to see a movie, and then they just remove the showing with no warning. I have heard that. That's not happened to me, but I've heard that. So, okay, I guess we're caught up with all the chatting, and this is almost 40 minutes long. Blazer Up said, what happened to your credit card problem? Basically, I settled with them. They wanted 4,000. I gave them 1,600. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. Thankfully, someone gave me a loan that helped me with that a lot, so I was able to keep going. But yeah, now it's time to regroup and restructure my life, and I've been slowly but surely doing that. So Anyway, we're gonna end it there because it's about 40 minutes, and that's actually a pretty good live stream. Half of it dedicated to the main topic, half chat. That's you know, any anyway. So thank you all for joining and commenting. For those of you who are watching this not live, if you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even $1 a month can go a long way helping the channel run smoothly. Also, comment below, thumbs up that like. In fact, everyone who's live, give it a thumbs up. Check out that Sinopolis Junior review I did. Really, I'm kind of oddly proud of that video. But and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.